So Star Wars has some books such as Star Wars Tarkin. It's the new expanded universe, so this is like the official canon. One of the newer books is called Star Wars BLOODLINE. It is officially on the top 10 list of...
Top 5.
Yeah, was it number 3 or number 5?
You said top 5. I don't know.
Top 5 New York Times bestseller for this week. So it's good to see Star Wars back on the New York Times bestselling list. For me, I know some people are really upset that the expanded universe is now non-canon or legendaries or whatever. But for me, it's exciting because it's fresh content now.
You get to start new.
You get to start, and I mean I hadn't read everything before, and I thought some of the expanded universe was a little bit ridiculous, like the Yuuzhan Vong, which was like this.
Bless you.
This race of beings from another galaxy
Ooh.
invade the Star Wars galaxy, and essentially are like resistant to the Force, and would just like eat planets and terraform them into what they wanted. And it was almost like they were like
what did they terraform them into?
Different. I mean, just like more habitable for them. It's like
was it like that pony ride at the playground? It has a big coil on the bottom and you go back and forth on it. And if you weigh too much, you go like all the way back. No.
Dang. So it was that. And
so how they get
Luke Skywalker gets absolutely ridiculous in the expanded universe. Like his power is crazy. He can like force push like a whole army by himself.
I don't.
And like he fits himself inside of a box in one of those books.
What?
Like a small like box like this big.
So does Luke Skywalker defeat these terraformers?
Yeah. Because his force is so powerful that it overwhelms them.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's just like...
I also don't think Luke Skywalker should be that strong. Everyone thinks of him as a legendary Jedi.
Yeah.
And I don't think he did much.
Well, I mean, compared to the
he's a good pilot, I guess.
I mean, in the story, it makes sense for him to be one of the strongest Jedi. Right? I mean, as strong as Anakin.
And his trilogy?
Yeah.
And 4, 5, and 6?
Yeah.
There's like 6 Jedi! Of course he's going to be top 5. Nerd is dead. Obi-Wan's dead. That's immediately top 4.
Right. Well, I mean, that's easy to say, but Anakin killed them all, and then he defeats Anakin. So.
He didn't kill Yoda. And
dude, the Emperor
Darth Vader kind of killed himself.
Dude.
He did kill himself. He wiped out everyone so Luke Skywalker could be on top. Luke hardly did anything. Vader kills Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Yoda's dead.
Well,
Vader kills himself. Vader kills the Emperor.
Vader does not kill himself.
He jumps through the hole in the floor and kills himself.
What are you talking about?
When he throws the Emperor down.
He does not jump
How does he
through
die?
the wall. He dies from the lightning from the Emperor.
Clearly we've seen different movies.
Clearly I am the Star Wars expert here. This is a crazy fan theory.
How does Darth Vader die?
Darth Vader dies when he picks up the Emperor as he's lightning shocking Luke.
Yes.
He picks him up, and the lightning shock goes through his body, and it like fries all the instruments, apparently. Sure. And when he throws him in, you can see it going through his body. Sure. And he's already injured from his fight with Luke, which Luke defeated him, cut off his hand, remember? Because Luke cuts
I remember the hand. Because someone always loses a hand.
And then Luke was like, look at my hand. And then he looked at Darth Vader's hand. He's like, I'm becoming Darth Vader. And so he throws away his lightsaber. Emperor shocks him. And then
Darth
Vader
sees the light. Emperor shocks
Luke.
And then Darth Vader's like, no!
He's like, my son! Back to the light side! And he throws Emperor down the pit.
Light side.
Right.
You have a theory about light and I like, but I don't remember what it is right now. We'll get to it after I rank Living Jedi.
Okay.
So, when does Vader die?
Vader dies at the end of 6.
Yeah, but how? He gets shocked. Does he fall in the hole or not?
No.
Does he just lay there and he takes off his mask? You're like, look how ugly I am.
He goes, Luke helps him down to the hangar. He tries to get Darth Vader to leave with him, but Darth Vader knows he's dying, so he's
Captain goes down
he's
with
like, stop. He's like, stop.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. Bootstraps.
I seriously used that quote this week, and they just looked at me. They're like, what? I was like, part of the ship, part of the crew.
Is Pirates of the Caribbean too old for your students?
Yeah, I think so. Ooh. I mean, it's like one of those older trilogies, like older series now that nobody watches.
Oh my gosh, that's so
I mean,
weird.
none of them know Lord of the Rings either. They're like, what? What's that? I'm like, I do like bonus questions.
Do you have 4 weeks worth of time to show them all the movies?
I don't know. No. I don't.
Summer school, Lord of the Rings.
I know, right?
Anyway, so when does Vader die?
Vader dies at the end of episode 6. When he's in the hangar bay, Luke's trying to get him to escape. They're at the foot of the shuttle.
What shuttle?
The shuttle that Luke steals to escape.
Okay.
And he's like, wait, take this mask so I can see you with my own eyes. He takes off the mask. He sees him. He dies. Luke drags his corpse onto the shuttle, flies down to Endor. They do the end.
I remember his demasking, and I don't remember any of this, him dragging his body.
Well, you don't see him dragging on there.
Okay.
You just see his body on the pyre on Endor. So
yes, I remember that.
You just
assume
assume that
burnt.
somehow he got the body there. I'm assuming he just like dragged him up the ramp.
So who's the only Jedi that's alive? Luke?
At that point, it's Luke.
Number 1!
There he is.
That's it!
All the competition. Skywalker conspiracy to be number 1.
I'm saying, he's the only one. Of course he's the strongest. One of one. He outlived these people. Doesn't mean he's stronger. Who do you think...
He defeats Anakin. He defeats...
Vader. He defeats Vader. I'm not going to call him Anakin.
Okay.
Because...
He defeats Darth Vader, who killed all those Jedi. All the ones who missed the purge, he went and killed them all. Killed Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's an awesome Jedi.
He is, but Obi-Wan also gave up.
Well,
so
he sacrificed himself.
You can't be like, oh, Vader killed Obi-Wan because it was a fair fight. Obi-Wan's just like, nope, not going to fight you, to give Luke time to get away.
There was that, and I think part of his transformation into the Ghost, like I think that kind of went into it somehow, like him sacrificing himself. I don't know exactly how that works.
Yoda is a ghost, he didn't sacrifice crap.
True. And Qui-Gon has a ghost, apparently.
Last time I watched Star Wars, when Yoda dies, I fell asleep. That whole, it felt like a 20-minute scene where he's talking to Luke. I'm like, I really want to watch this, but this is so boring.
There is another Skywalker. That part?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he says that. I can quote most of the movie.
Okay, so 5 Jedi to begin with. In the original trilogy, 4, 5, 6. Obi-Wan, Yoda, Vader / Anakin, Luke, and the Emperor. 4 of them die. Luke, my pinky finger,
he wins.
The smallest one, wins by default. Wins by forfeit.
You're still just ignoring...
Wins by forfeit.
You're still ignoring the fact that he fought Darth Vader and beat him.
He cut off his hand.
He beat him. He could have killed him, but he chose not to because he's a Jedi. He threw away his lightsaber instead of doing the finishing blow. He said, I will not turn or whatever. And the Emperor's like, fine, then you will die. And then he shocks him.
I would have to rewatch the scene and see how well Vader is fighting. Because I know Vader is struggling with some internal stuff. And Luke's just like, I'm going to kill you.
Dude, he does the classic. He's the first one in the order of movies to throw his lightsaber. He does the lightsaber throw and brings down the platform that Luke's up on. It's so cool. Yeah. I love that fight scene.
So we can definitely have this debate later.
Yeah.
But I think that people think Luke is much stronger than he is. And very specifically, from the story you just told me...
Well, the expanded universe, I think, it blows it way out of proportion. Yeah. Now, I think Luke is a very strong Jedi. Maybe in the top 5 of all time, right?
But why?
But not that strong, because he's a Skywalker. The Skywalkers are unique.
Okay, he's half Skywalker.
Fathered by the Force.
He's half Skywalker. He's half Skywalker, like Goten is half a Saiyan.
Right.
Now, Goten's super strong, and so is Gohan.
I was going to say, Gohan is the strongest one. He's half human, half Saiyan. Come on.
Also, at the end of The Force Awakens, spoilers, I guess.
Yeah.
Luke's there, and it's like,
spoilers,
you're the strongest Jedi. She doesn't say that, but everyone's like, where's Luke? Because he's so strong. And I'm like, he didn't start being a Jedi until he was 16. When normally Jedi start when they're super young.
True.
So he's missed out on 16 years. Then he trains with Yoda for 3 years, and he trains by himself. I don't know if... Clearly, he must have some self-discipline to train for that long, but I don't necessarily see that in the movies.
Yeah. Well, we really don't get to see, grown-up Luke, The original trilogy is only a few years long in terms of the storyline. It's 4. I think it's 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Throughout all 3. And so we don't get to see what he turns into. We know that Obi-Wan and Yoda are both ghosts. We know from the Clone Wars TV show at the end that Qui-Gon can do his voice. He can't form an actual ghost, but he teaches Yoda how to do it. So he can talk to them. So we know he can still commune with them and learn from them.
Qui-Gon or Luke?
Luke can still learn from them. He can find Jedi holocrons. All those things.
Okay, we're getting way something.
Well,
so do you think
USB drives?
Okay.
Little drives.
Yoda's main preferred method of training is jumping on your back and making you do one-handed push-ups.
Yep.
Do you think that's so much easier when he's a ghost and weighs nothing?
I doubt he'll continue that
I'm going to train you, but it's not going to feel like anything.
I'm going to float on your back. Don't move.
Anyway, he's number 1, and he's been number 1 for so long, but there's no one else.
Well, see,
I'm sure that...
I wonder if Rey's going to be stronger than him.
Not according to the Legends or whatever it's called.
Well, that's not canon anymore, so...
But
that's what I thought was so ridiculous about it. That's why I was glad they're resetting the canon, and they have Disney being the one that says yes or no to things.
What's his name? Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
I think... Kylo Ren could... Here's a question:
Okay.
if Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker from Jedi Returns fought
Return of the Jedi.
who whatever.
You're in my waters now.
Who would win that fight? You say Luke.
Wait, Kylo Ren from Force
Episode
Awakens?
7 versus Luke from Episode 6.
Oh, Luke would win.
Hands down?
Yeah.
Why do you think? Is that because Kylo's like so like mentally like, well,
it's because he's...
I'm so emo, I listen to My Chemical Romance, blah.
I think it's
on
really...
my headphones, I listen to My Chemical Romance, I'm teenage angsty.
It's just because he's an apprentice still. Like, he doesn't truly know things. Like, that's what they allude to. And then Finn and Rey defeat him in combat.
Yeah. And
they're untrained. So I would assume any trained Jedi would be able to take on Kylo Ren with a pretty good chance of winning.
Ease.
I would say ease because he is very powerful. You can
even
tell.
Someone that trained with a green monster on his back.
Yes.
A small monster. A what?
A small little cute monster.
A sewer monster is
He's
what
so
I thought
funny.
you said. Where did Luke learn how to fight? Because clearly it's not with Yoda.
Oh, I mean, like lightsaber dueling?
Yeah.
I mean,
he learns with the blast
Obi-Wan.
shield,
He
like
learns
in the first like 20 minutes of the movie, but
beyond that, I don't know where he gets his dueling skills.
I've heard people refer to it as just chopping down a tree, cutting wood, because there's like axe in a way. They just because that's what happens when he cuts off Vader's arm.
Yeah, he's like
keeps going and going and going, and that, if you ask me, that takes no skill. That's just like pure power.
Well, the choreography in 4, 5, and 6 takes a lot from fencing. I don't know if you look at the way they stand.
Yeah.
It's more like a fencing stance than 1, 2, and 3, which they expand on.
And then he jumps and flips and stuff.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Star Wars that's not talked about a lot is that they try to show how heavy the lightsabers are by people always using 2 hands on them.
Yeah.
And then you see Darth Vader with like 1 hand the whole time.
Right.
Like,
Dude, one of my favorite scenes with Darth Vader fighting is in Empire Strikes Back when Luke goes to confront him and he's obviously outmatched. And he like walks up the steps and then Luke gets kicked. They start fighting for like a second.
It's right after Han gets
carbonated. Yeah.
Mummified.
He like kicks Luke down the steps, and then Darth Vader just like floats down, like with his arms out, and his like cape is going behind him. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's so scary! Like, I love it. It's like so cool. I like Star Wars. I don't know if you noticed.
Anyway, so the conclusion we came to is Luke is 1 of 1.
1 of 1 on top, baby.
6 to 7.
Yep. Until he starts training all his pupils.
That's true.
And then we don't know anything about that.
So does Luke just jump on the little kid's back like Yoda does? He's like,
run around. Dude, there's a picture on Daisy Ridley's Instagram of Luke, Mark Hamill on her back, and they're at the thing, and he's like, go, and she's like running, and he's like pointing in a direction.
I think I've seen that actually.
It's pretty funny. They got pretty big sense of humor.